Are you considering quitting your job, or maybe you have someone telling you right now that, yeah, you should quit your job and pursue your dream building a business? But in this video, I'm going to tell you otherwise. And in this video, I'm going to give you 3 questions that you can ask yourself to check if you are actually ready to quit your job and build your business, or maybe you need to take a step back, focus on these 3 questions before you actually take this step. So all of this comes from my own experience, I wish someone told me this before I quit the job, but here I am giving you this advice. So question number 1, are you right now, while having a full-time job, actively building your business? Because fact of the matter is that building a business takes a long time, and there's nothing stopping you from starting right now, even though you're working 40 or 50 hours per week. You should right now actively be spending at least 20 hours per week building this business that you want to build, while also working full time. This is something I came to realize now that I've quit my job, that it was actually surprising how much work I got done even having a full-time job, because this is what I would be doing for many years. I would always be building some kind of a business, either learning myself to program or actually actively building a business and putting in at least 20 hours per week. So ask yourself this: are you right now putting 20 hours per week in your business? And if so, yeah, all right, keep going to the next question. Now, while you have a full-time job, are you living below your means? Are you putting away 50% of your income, 40% of your income, putting it into investments and savings? Because fact is, when you start your business, when you quit your job, you will have a period of, not making enough to even cover your basic costs, and you need to pull that from your savings. Very, very important, unless of course you have a business that already provides you enough money to your everyday needs. If not, put away at least 6 months or 12 months worth of expenses into a savings account or into, investments. Furthermore, you also need capital to build your business, right? It's not free, it's very expensive depending on what you want to do. If you want to test out some marketing, if you want to buy software, if you want to buy skills, courses, something like that, that also requires you to actually spend money, right? So make sure that you have a very large nest egg before you quit your job and before you pursue your dream. It's also going to limit your stress levels, because if you quit your job, you only have like 2 or 3 months worth of saving, and you expect your business to be able to provide you, your monthly expenses after just 2 or 3 months. It's probably not going to work, right? Unless you already have that business, okay, of course. So my assumption is you don't, and that you want to build it, putting away this time after quitting your job, right? Question number 3, does your business here have a large enough backlog to justify you actually going full time on this? And this is something that's very hard to realize actually before you actually make the move of quitting your job, because fact is, you're gonna go from maybe putting away 10, 20, 30 hours per week in your business to now having 60, 70, 80 hours per week on your business. So there needs to be a lot of work that you can actually do, right? And if you don't, well, what are you gonna spend that other time on? You might as well just have a job, right? So make sure that you have a very large enough backlog to actually be spending time on these tasks and know exactly what you're gonna do. Have a strategy, have a plan, have a long backlog of tasks that you for sure will be able to do. And this is again something that I realized that, after a while, after 2, 3, 4 months of grinding away at my business here after I quit my job, it was surprising how much work I actually got done and how little work now I have left. And I have periods on and off, right, where I realized, I don't have that much to do, and I could actually do a part-time job. Actually, in some periods with a lot of downtime, I felt like I could actually have a full-time job. So make sure that there is enough to do. And if you're just starting the business from scratch, it's actually hard to actually work 40, 50, 60 hours effectively. And if you're just gonna, quit your job and work 30, 40 hours, what's the point then? You might as well just do that while you have a full-time job, right? So make sure that you know for sure that you have enough work to actually, justify quitting your job. So with this said, this is something I came to realize. It's surprising how much work you can actually get done while having a full-time job, right? So, in the weekends, in the evenings, in the mornings, you can actually spend a lot of time learning skills, building your business. Like I spent 2, 3 years learning myself how to program while having a full-time job. Besides that, I also built several different businesses, albeit not big businesses, right? But at least I make some websites, I make some money on doing these sort of side hustles, right? So that's something I came to really realize, and that's something you need to utilize as well, right? Spend the downtime you have at your work. Like if you have a job, let's say you have an office job and there's periods of downtime, use that downtime to actually work on your business or develop a new skill. And the thing about building skills is also something I want to elaborate on, because this is sort of a mind shift that happened to me when I went from having a job to actually quitting and then building my business, is that now it's all about making money, right? Less so about developing skills. So when I was working 9 to 5, I would spend all my downtime and weekends, mornings to actually learn new skills. Let's say learn new programming frameworks or programming languages, something like that. But now that I quit my job, well, my mind has shifted a lot towards now I need to be able to provide for myself, make money. So I would have actually spent less time developing skills and more time just focusing on building business, focusing on making money. So by that, I'm saying now that you have a full-time job, if that's the case, spend that time developing your skills as much as possible, and preferably spend your time developing a skill that you can market. So you can, when you quit your job, you actually be able to provide for yourself through some kind of freelance work, because doing freelance work is also a very good way of providing for yourself while you're building a business. And that will allow you to have more freedom to build your business, because some people might not be able to spend some downtime at the work building the business. But if you are freelancing, you can do exactly however you see fit. So that was sort of a tangent off of the 3 questions. So if you can ask yourself this question and answer yes to all of them, I think you are ready to pull the trigger.